Some of Hollywood's biggest stars have been caught filming a home video in the sheets. And we're taking a look back at some of the most well-known celebrities with sex tapes. Up first, Kim Kardashian's infamous tape with then-boyfriend Ray J. Back in 2007, the then socialite created a tape with the rapper, and it was leaked to the public. Some say it put Kim on the map since her family launched the reality show just 7 months later, which catapulted them to global fame. Kim has been vocal about the sex tape in the past, and it once again made headlines just recently after Ray J claimed that he had unreleased footage from their time together. In the first episode of Hulu's The Kardashians Season 1, the infamous tape was once again brought up front and center. In the series, Kim's ex, Kanye West, shared that he retrieved a laptop from Ray J that was said to have all the unreleased footage from the sex tape. Kanye later recalled getting the hardware during an interview with Hollywood Unlocked.
After I went and got the laptop from Ray J myself that night, right, and then got on a red eye, I met this man at the airport, then got on a red eye, came back, delivered it to her at 8 a.m. in the morning, and then I gave it to her, and she cried when she saw it. You know why she cried when she seen that laptop? Because it represents how much she's been used. Mm-hmm. It represents how much people didn't love her, and they just saw her as a commodity.
Another reality star, another very real tape. Like Kim, Paris Hilton gained instant fame when her sex tape was leaked back in 2003. The intimate film took place in 2001 with her ex-boyfriend, Colin, and was later posted online. Years later, the socialite told Piers Morgan in a CNN interview that she felt, quote, so portrayed when it came out. In 2016, Paris opened up to Access Hollywood about the public's misconception of her.
Who is Paris Hilton?
I am a very hardworking businesswoman and an entrepreneur, and that's what I want to be known as now.
I want to talk about The Simple Life. You portrayed this character, and did you play into that character because you knew it would kind of help you in your career?
Well, basically, the producers of the show told us to play these characters. They said, Nicole, you be the troublemaker. Paris, you be the ditzy, airhead, and kind of that was our characters. And we didn't realize this was the first kind of reality show out, so we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into or what a huge success it would be. And I had no idea that I'd have to continue playing this character for 5 years. So you kind of just get trapped in that character when you're having to continually do it on a TV show.
Was that frustrating for you, knowing that, hey, I'm this really smart woman who is building an empire without people really understanding what was going on behind the scenes, and yet having to portray this public persona that people were dubbing as the dumb blonde girl?
I don't mind, because I feel like I've really parlayed it into a huge business. And it was a lot of fun. I think if I was my serious self on that show, it wouldn't have been such a huge success. I think the fun part about it was that people could kind of laugh with it, and I was...
You were in on the joke.
I was in on the joke, so I think it's even funnier now when people see, like, wow, we're really wrong about her.
Another one of Hollywood's most scandalous sex tapes starred Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson. The pair made the tape in 1995 while on their honeymoon and claimed that it was later stolen from their home. The infamous drama recently played out on the Hulu series Pam and Tommy, which starred Sebastian Stan and Lily James. At the time of the show's premiere, the actors shared how it was such a whirlwind story for them to recreate on the show.
Well, look, it was such a whirlwind story, right? It's just so crazy the way it all happened, seemingly, for them. The fact that they met and then they went to Mexico, and 4 days later they were married. Funny enough, that's how Tommy's parents got married, and within 4 days. So it's interesting to kind of, but and then this whole thing happened to them before they even had a chance to process it, and they were trying to be parents, and they were trying to have a family, and they were dealing with something that none of us will really know about.
And we were looking at Pamela at this very specific time, and really she was already this huge star from Baywatch, but at the start of her career, and she'd grew up in Canada and came to America. There was so much ahead of her, and so it is fascinating how more than you think you begin to like recognize how you're similar, which is bizarre to say out loud.
Colin Farrell's time with Playboy model Nicole Narian was also captured on film. The pair briefly dated in 2003, and Colin sued after the 14-minute tape was released in 2006. Quote, "The whole thing was horrifying. I was deposed for 4 hours explaining why I didn't want it to be released. God forbid it's on-demand movie in a hotel room and my mother says, 'Oh, I haven't seen this work of my son's,' and hits purchase," Colin recalled to Elle magazine back in 2014. Speaking of Playboy bunnies, Kendra Wilkinson's sex tape was leaked in 2010. She was 18 and not yet famous when she filmed it. At the time of the release, she said she was heartbroken over it. In 2021, she looked back at her younger years during an appearance on Access Daily.
When we look right there, you and Hef, look at that big picture. When you think back on that, was that a curse or a blessing that whole time in your life?
You know, I had a really good time, but that just represented like my early 20s. Like, I'm a whole different person nowadays, and I went through a lot of change, a lot of self-discovery. Those were my young party days, and now I'm a mom. I'm a very dorky mom now.
Rob Lowe credits his 1988 sex tape with having a positive impact on his life because it helped change his priorities and get into acting. And he has been truly ageless on our screens ever since. He shared his secrets to his timeless glow with Access Hollywood.
We're walking down the hallway. I said, "Man, you look good."
Yeah.
And then as it came out of my mouth, he was like, "Ah, man." I was like, "How many times a day do you hear?"
Do you hear that?
I mean, honestly.
Well, listen, it makes me feel great. I love that. It's a great compliment. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Yeah, come on, for sure.
But I think you've got one really good thing going for you that helps with all of this.
What's
Besides Atkins, which we're going to get to.
Yeah.
Hot dad, your dad is
Yeah,
on fire.
genetics.
The hottest 80-year-old I have ever seen.
Yeah, my dad is bringing sexy back to 80.
Boom. So you got it on it.
He's got Gavorka, what he's talking about in Seinfeld. It's just sex appeal.
Gavorka?
Gavorka.
Genetics are a huge part. You got to be thankful when you roll the good dice, and I am thankful to my dad
But
and my
with
mom.
Atkins, you've done this for a long time, and this really works for you.
Yeah, I've been living the Atkins lifestyle for almost even before I knew it was actually Atkins, which is just really watching your carbs and, eating's just, it's a healthy, what it does, it makes me feel energetic. It makes me have the energy that I need to do the things that I want to do, but also I never have that after lunch exhaustion slump. And of course, then, when I need that like 4 o'clock, something.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I've got, I've got an army of cool Atkins stuff that I literally keep in my car or in my bag.
It's simple. I think a lot of people leave, they go away from it, they come back to it. This is one of those things like right for you. It's
great. I mean, that's the drill, right?
It's working.
Right,
It's
right?
working.
That's the drill,
And to Scott's
right?
point, everybody
That's
said
what
his
we're
team
talking,
was
right?
like,
I'm
oh
telling you,
yeah.
he needs T-shirts. He needs the Atkins T-shirt.